not talking about your grandma's dishcloth. I'm talking about the kind of crochet that makes you look like you have a shop on Etsy with 5-star reviews and a waiting list. Now, here's the thing. A lot of beginners don't know. Looking store-bought has almost nothing to do with how hard a pattern is. It has everything to do with 3 things: the yarn you pick, the finish on the item, and the design itself. And today, I'm gonna walk you through all of that while giving you real ideas you can actually start making this week. Let's go. Okay, so let's start with something that surprises a lot of people: bags, specifically crochet bags, because bags are one of those things where people automatically assume it's hard to make something that looks good. But honestly, a simple crochet tote bag made with the right yarn can look better than something you'd find in a boutique store for $40 or $50. The secret here is cotton yarn. Not fluffy, not fuzzy, just clean, smooth, twisted cotton. When you crochet a bag with that kind of yarn, the stitches come out so neat and even that it looks structured. It looks intentional. It looks expensive. The most popular style right now is the basic market tote. It's essentially a rectangle with handles, no shaping, no complicated stitches, just rows of single crochet or half double crochet, and you end up with something that honestly looks like it came from a slow fashion brand that charges way too much for simple things. If you want to take it up a level, try making a bucket bag. Same idea, smooth yarn, clean stitches, but you add a drawstring and a circular base, and suddenly it looks like something you'd see in a window display. People genuinely don't know these are crocheted until they touch them. That's the goal. Now, let's talk about something you can finish in a single evening: headbands. I know, headbands sound basic, but hear me out. A wide, chunky crochet headband made with a thick, neutral-colored yarn looks incredibly clean, like the kind of thing you'd find at a checkout counter in a trendy clothing store, sitting in a little basket next to the candles. They're usually selling for $15 or $20 each. You can make one in under an hour once you know what you're doing. The trick is to keep the stitch pattern clean, either all single crochet rows or a simple ribbing pattern, which is just working into the back loops only. That gives it a stretchy, professional look. Keep the color neutral: cream, beige, camel, black, and it immediately looks more expensive than it is. And here's something that blows people away: matching sets. Make a headband and a small coin purse in the same yarn, same color. That coordinated look makes everything feel like it was designed as a collection. That's exactly what boutique shops do, by the way. They sell things in sets so it looks more curated. You can do the same thing for basically the cost of one skein of yarn. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about home decor, because this is where crochet really punches above its weight. Plant hangers. If you have never made a crochet plant hanger, you are missing out. These things look gorgeous hanging in a window or on a balcony, and people constantly assume they're macrame or bought from some fancy home decor shop. They're not complicated to make. Honestly, it's a tube of crochet with a few loops at the bottom to hold the pot and some kind of knot or braid at the top to hang it. But when you use a thick, natural cotton rope yarn and hang a little terracotta pot in it, it looks like a $50 piece of home decor. That's not an exaggeration. These literally sell for that much online and in stores. The same goes for crochet coasters. This one catches people off guard because coasters seem too simple to look nice. But a set of matching round coasters made in a solid color or a simple striped pattern, placed on a tray or stacked neatly, looks like something from a linen and home shop. You can even add a subtle border around each one to give it that finished edge. When people see them on your coffee table, their first question is usually where you got them. Use cotton yarn, block them flat after washing, and they'll hold their shape just like a store-bought set.
Let's shift over to wearables now, because I want to talk about something that's been absolutely everywhere lately: crochet crop tops and vests. Now, I know some people hear crochet top and immediately think of something complicated with a lot of shaping and sizing. And yeah, that can be a thing. But there are styles out there that are basically just rectangles seamed together, and they look incredible. A simple granny square vest, for example. You make a bunch of granny squares, sew them together in a pattern, and that's it. You have something that looks like it's from a vintage-inspired fashion brand. Add a button-down shirt underneath, and you've got an outfit that people will stop you on the street for. The yarn choice matters so much here. For tops, you want something lightweight. Cotton or bamboo blends work really well. They drape nicely, they don't look chunky, and they give off that breezy, easy look that's so popular right now. Keep your color palette simple, 1 or 2 colors max, and the whole thing looks cohesive and put together. Another top style that looks amazing is the simple mesh crop top. You're basically just working rows of chain spaces and single crochets to create an open, airy fabric. It sounds technical, but once you've done one row, you just repeat it over and over. The finished result looks like something from a summer fashion collection. Layer it over a bralette or bodysuit, and it looks completely intentional, like you styled it on purpose, because you did. Let me tell you about one more wearable before we move on, the bucket hat. Crochet bucket hats have been trending for a while now, and for good reason. They look cool, like actually legitimately cool, and they're not hard to make. It's mostly just working in rounds and increasing at the right spots to build the shape. Use a firm cotton yarn so it holds its shape, and the brim sits flat and looks structured instead of floppy. What makes a crochet bucket hat look store-bought is the brim. When the brim is even and flat all the way around, it looks clean. When it's uneven or too soft, it just looks homemade. So choose a yarn with some body to it, and don't skip the blocking. Lay it flat and let it dry fully, and the shape will be locked in. Add a simple grosgrain ribbon band around the inside, that's literally it, and suddenly it looks completely finished. Now, I want to spend a bit of time on something that I think is the most underrated category in beginner crochet, and that is small accessories. I'm talking about things like card holders, phone pouches, lip balm holders, mini zip-up pouches. These tiny items look incredibly polished when done well, and because they're small, they're quick to finish, sometimes under 30 minutes. But when you add a zipper, a snap, or even just a button closure, they go from cute little crochet thing to I would buy that. That's the transformation. A crochet card holder is a great example. It's basically a tiny flat rectangle with a pocket on the front. Use a thin cotton yarn so the fabric is tight and firm. Add a magnetic snap closure or a button loop at the top, and you've got something that looks completely intentional, like a fashion accessory, not a craft project. People will hold it in their hands and turn it over looking for a brand name. That's when you know you've nailed it. The same applies to a small crochet pouch with a zipper. Sewing in a zipper might feel intimidating if you haven't done it before, but it's really just sewing through the crochet fabric and the zipper tape. You don't need to be a sewing expert. Just go slow, use matching thread, and it'll look clean. Once that zipper is in, the whole thing levels up. It stops looking like something you made with leftover yarn and starts looking like something you bought at a small boutique. And here's something I want to say about all of these projects. The finishing matters more than almost anything else. Weaving in your ends properly, blocking your pieces flat, keeping your tension even. These things are what separate a project that looks handmade from a project that looks crafted. There's a difference. Handmade sometimes has a slightly unfinished, messy quality. Crafted looks deliberate, polished, like someone cared about every single detail. You don't have to be an advanced crocheter to achieve that. You just have to slow down on the finishing steps. Don't rush weaving in your ends. Weave them through multiple directions so they don't pop out. Don't skip blocking. Even just a light spray of water and pinning flat makes a huge difference. And pay attention to your edges. A clean edge, whether it's a simple slip stitch border or a row of single crochet all the way around, changes the whole look of a piece. One more thing I want to mention before we wrap up. Color. Nothing makes crochet look store-bought more than a smart color palette. Stores don't sell things in 20 colors. They pick 1 or 2 and make them look intentional. When you choose a neutral base, something like natural oatmeal, warm beige, dusty rose, soft sage, and maybe 1 accent color, or just keep it solid, everything automatically looks more elevated. It's not about playing it safe, it's about looking like someone thought about it, because you did. When you see a crochet bag in pale